number now, or press *0 to leave us this.
You're now at tour stop number 7, the Tan Yard. We encourage you to walk to the wayside exhibit across the road and face west toward the ridge across the open field.
That's
Around
behind us.
11:30 a.m. the morning of September 20th, Union Brigadier General William Haynes Lytle's brigade of Major General Philip Sheridan's division marched north from the Widow Glen House near the Wilder Brigade Monument at tour stop number 6 and began occupying this position in an attempt to support crumbling Union troops in their front. Confederate troops from General Zachariah C. Day's brigade burst through the woods to your left, sweeping Davis's division and Leiboldt's brigade of Federal troops before them. General Lytle, attempting to rally his men on this ridge, was killed and his brigade driven from the field. Captain Alfred Purtle of Lytle's staff wrote, "The battle now rages furiously. The 24th Wisconsin is on the crest of the hill, and the guns are pushed up by hand and open with canister on the enemy. General Lytle, sitting on his horse nearby, watching everything but chewing tobacco coolly. He turned to me and calmly said as I leaned my ear to him to catch his words, 'Purtle, I am hit.' 'Are you hit hard, General?' 'In the spine.' 'If I have to leave, keep things going right.' 'I will, sir.' Then he commenced chewing savagely, which was a sign of great pain and trouble always. 'Bring up another regiment,' said the General. 'Goodbye,' said I, as I dug the spurs into Starry and flew to the 36th Illinois, rallying at the foot of the slope. Remember, all this passed almost as fast as you can tell it, and bullets were raining like drops in a thunder shower. The men of the first line began to stream down the hill. I saw the General's horse just then gallop down the hill riderless, and I imagined he was lost. I cannot describe what my feelings were, but 1,000 conflicting emotions fill my breast." Major William Miller Owen, a member of Confederate General William Preston's division, stated that Lytle was recognized by his uniform as a general officer, and Captain West of General Day's staff took charge of his watch and papers and placed the sentinel on guard over the body. Dismounting, I asked the man his instructions, and he replied, "I am here to take care of this body and to allow no one to touch it." I then looked to see where Lytle had been struck and found that one ball had entered his right instep and another his mouth, knocking out some teeth and making its exit in back of the neck. He was dressed in fatigue uniform. His shoulder straps, 1 star, indicated the rank of Brigadier General. He wore high riding boots, a regulation overcoat, dark kid gloves. Lytle's body was returned in an ambulance to his friends under flag of truce, and as if he was known to the gentlemen of the Southern Army to be a gallant and chivalrous soldier, as well as the author of the beautiful poem entitled Antony and Cleopatra, all were sincerely grieved at his taking off. As the ambulance containing the remains passed on its way to the enemy's lines, the road was lined with officers and men who testified their respect for the dead general by removing their hats and looking on silently. From this point, follow the tour signs to tour stop number 8, Stonegrass Hill.
Well, I didn't get out here because there's nothing really close. That monument they were talking about, way over there. I couldn't walk to that on a good day. Okay, tour stop 8. Yes, let's see, 7. Okay, go up the road and turn left. So is this left turn? No, not this one. Further, this is a dire road. I'll be a ways. Turn you off. Okay, we're coming up on stop Number 8 here. A field full of monuments, cannons. See what number 8 is. Battery 1, 4th U.S. Artillery. It's called the Stonegrass House. I think this is the last one on the tour.
Welcome back to the tour. Enter your stop number now.
You are now at tour stop number 8, Stargrass Hill. Walk near the cabin. You are now walking on some of the most famous soil of the American Civil War. Commanding General William Stark Rosecrans wrote in his official report about the fighting on Stargrass Hill, "Never in the history of this war have troops fought with greater energy and determination." Stargrass Hill is named after the Stargrass family that lived around the location of the cabin. The cabin is a reproduction. The Stargrass homestead would have been larger. George and Elizabeth Stargrass and their 7 children had to evacuate their home during the battle and refugee into the northwest Georgia woods for 8 days. When they finally returned to their home, they found that the house had been used as a field hospital during the battle. Stargrass Hill is also known as Horseshoe Ridge. It is a bottom spur of Missionary Ridge consisting of several small knobs numbered from east to west. If you drive south to the top of the hill and park, we invite you to walk west up the hill to your right and follow the trail to the top of the hill so you can explore these knobs. On this ridge, the climatic end of this bloody battle took place. After the Confederate breakthrough at Brotherton Farm and the collapse of the Federal right, Stargrass Hill became a rallying point for many Federals retreating from the Brotherton and Poe fields. Major General George Henry Thomas was now the commander on the battlefield since commanding General Rosecrans. Major General Alexander McCook, commander of the 20th Army Corps, and Major General Thomas Crittenden, commander of the 21st Army Corps, had all left the battlefield. North and the city of Chattanooga are behind the cabin. The direction south is at the top of the hill. The only thing standing between the Army of Tennessee and the city of Chattanooga was Horseshoe Ridge. Federals had to hold this ridge all afternoon and until nightfall on September 20th to prevent the utter rout of the Army of the Cumberland and the Federal loss of the key city of Chattanooga. Thomas's 14th Army Corps and remnants of the 20th and 21st Corps made this stand. Confederate attacks on Horseshoe Ridge started around 1:30 in the afternoon. Confederates fought gallantly trying to take the hill, making charge after charge. Union defenders kept up a continuous volley fire by having one line fire downhill while a line behind would load weapons. Confederate General Bushrod Johnson was almost successful in taking the western slope of the ridge when Brigadier General James Stevens' division of Major General Gordon Granger's Reserve Corps reinforced the ridge. General Granger reinforced Stargrass Hill without orders, and had it not been for his initiative, Federals would not have been able to hold onto the hill. An exploration of the knobs of Stargrass Hill will find a small pyramid of cannonballs marking Granger's headquarters site. Around 4 p.m., General Thomas starts to methodically withdraw from this ridge back to Chattanooga. As the afternoon turns into twilight, 3 Federal regiments of 21st Ohio, 22nd Michigan, and 89th Ohio are left behind and captured by Confederates. Many of the men from these regiments will go to Andersonville Prison the following spring, where many will die. Nightfall on the 20th found Federals in full retreat back to Chattanooga. On the morning of the 21st, Confederates realized they'd won a great victory. However, the victory became a hollow one as the Federals withdrew into Chattanooga and Confederates laid siege to the city for 2 months. Ultimately, the Federals broke out of the city in late November and gained complete control of the city for the rest of the war. The following spring, General William T. Sherman will use Chattanooga as a springboard to launch his march through the Deep South. Stonegrass Hill will become Virginia-born George Henry Thomas's legacy. Thomas Thomas's family forever disowned him for being loyal to the federal government instead of his southern roots. Initially, Thomas faced minor prejudice in the federal army because he was a southerner. After Chickamauga, that prejudice would end. Thomas and his men will be given credit for saving the Army of the Cumberland and ensuring the federal control of Chattanooga. Engraved in marble at his final resting place in Troy, New York, are the words, George Henry Thomas, the Rock of Chickamauga. This concludes the cell tour. Thank you for visiting Chickamauga Battlefield.
Enter your stop number now.
Yeah, they're saying, what I've been reading is that the Confederates lost Chattanooga. That was actually the beginning of the end for them, because Chattanooga was just so important as a transportation center. The Tennessee River runs through there, the railroads all ran through there, and it really crippled the South by losing Chattanooga. Alright, this is pretty much the last stop on the Chickamauga tour. So I'm going to head out of the park, grab some lunch at Subway, and then go up on Missionary Ridge. Because like a couple months later, after all this happened, Chickamauga happened, and there was another battle in Chattanooga. Because so I'll be learning more about that this afternoon and probably tomorrow. I don't know if I'll get up to Lookout Mountain today. I'll probably do the Ridge Road today. I might do Lookout Mountain, but I just don't know for sure yet.